What is up, y'all? We are back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Late Night with the Devil's ending, and we got to get into it, man. Like I said, if you follow the channel, you know this is one of my most anticipated horror films. I'm a big paranormal fan. Before we get into it, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps. So Late Night with the Devil, basically, guys, is just a movie where it takes place on a late night TV show called Night Owl, ran by a guy named Jack, and exorcism or some type of possession takes place on a TV show. And to get into it a little more, like I said, they just captured the 70s, bro. I feel like I was one of the people in the audience watching this. I legit feel like I was watching a TV show from Night Owl. Like I felt like I was just watching a TV show and I was a part of the crowd, and you know, he was the host. Whole time it's a movie, and they captured a 70s feel. And I just think this is going to change horror from certain angles, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think it is, just off the fact they really did capture that essence of a TV show in the 70s. But to get into it, I want to talk about the ending. Now, the ending for me is deep. It is very deep. I've been seeing a lot of people in the community confused about the ending, saying that they liked the movie, but the ending just did not fit the movie. Look, I'm about to explain to you guys what happened in this ending. So with Jack, we seen that he was a host and everything, and he lost his wife. I want to say it was to, you know, cancer. Her name was Minnie. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, her name was Minnie. And you know, he lost her, and it kind of set him back. We saw the, you know, the scene and everything when him being set back in his career, and he took a break, but then he made a return and everything. Overall, we see that he's trying to prove a point to the crowd that possession is real and it exists and things like that. And he brings this guy named Karl on the stage, and he doesn't believe. He's not a believer. He's feeling like they're duping people, they're tricking him, and he believes that it's an illusion or something like that. But to get into it, we see what happens where, you know, Lily, the little girl Lily, or the teen, she comes on stage, and she goes through this exorcism, this possession, this guy named Mr. Wiggles, this essence that's in her. She is explaining that he's very much real. He's very much real, and he's inside of her, and he takes over her at moments, while June is telling, you know, the host, Jack, and everyone that it's dangerous to bring him out. She's seen, you know, Lily in the past few days and stuff when they kind of talked, and it is getting worse and worse, right? So this movie might be a little deep for guys that, you know, you gotta pay attention. You can't just watch and not pay attention. So we see this happens, you know, we see the scene with her being possessed in a chair, and Mr. Wiggles, you know, pops out and he's talking. It kind of reminded me of The Exorcist a little bit. Like this should have been what Exorcist Believer was. I think that would have been cool, this little concept. But Late Night with the Devil captured it amazingly, and they're just confused. And then Mr. Wiggles starts, you know, just blurting shit out to Jack about his past and everything, and him and June hooking up behind the scenes. It was just very much crazy. And then the key point for me with this ending is basically what Carmichael does with this hypnotized thing with the watch. He kind of hypnotizes the crowd and the host and everybody, and almost to the point it's an illusion. It's an illusion where we're seeing other things, because we see that with Gus with the worms, because he's afraid of, you know, like worms and stuff like that. It was in his neck and everything, and at a point I thought it was real. You know, I thought, like, that's how much they had me in there as the audience. I thought it was real, but whole time he's putting everyone into an illusion, right? I'm gonna tell you guys what I think happened when he put everyone into this illusion. It definitely had people locked. Some people didn't get out. And I think Jack was one of the ones that definitely got sucked into the illusion, because he's like, hey, you know, did you guys see the worms? Am I the only one? Like, did you see the worms? Did you see the cut on his neck? You know, he was really, like, you know, tied into this whole segment with the illusion. So I think they were definitely still locked into that illusion. That's why when Lily ends up getting possessed and her head is split down the middle, and she takes out June and Gus and everyone around her, I think that was all an illusion. And the key point is, the same way we saw that illusion with Gus with the worms in his stomach is the same way we see the illusion with Lily. That's just an illusion. I don't think that she really took out, you know, June and Gus and everybody left and right. I think Jack was mainly just stealing that illusion and seeing that, because later through the ending we see his wife on bed rest, And it comes to a point where he's seeing like this code and a lot of this stuff behind the scenes that he hasn't, recognized, and it looks very much demonic, and he's kind of confused. That, for me, I think is him selling his soul to the devil. I think that Jack sold his soul to the devil, guys, because he wanted that #1 spot as a host on Night Owl, and in general, they talked about the thing, something with the trees and stuff like that. I think before all this happened, I think Jack sold his soul to the devil, but it came and caught back up with him through like Lily and everybody else. He wanted that #1 spot, and I think the sacrifice was his wife. And the reason I said is because they kind of show us again when he picks up the staff and she's like, do it, and he's thinking he's about to just make a decision for his wife. Whole time it kind of flips and the illusion ends and he stabs Lily. So it looks like, basically it's on him. You know what I'm saying? Then we hear the police sirens and stuff like that. So overall, I think he was set up by the devil himself. I think he made a deal with the devil. That's the whole thing. You guys have to watch it. Lock in. You can see it through the whole, story for real. Like just how he was, how curious he was about this possession, and, Lily being able to bring out this demonic, entity to everyone, for everyone to talk to. Remember the one guy in the beginning on his way to the hospital, he even checked out. So it started getting very dark, in this movie, and it was things happening around Jack, but he was so locked in with trying to get that #1 spot, as a host on a show, that he wasn't even paying attention. A lot of things were happening around him. He wanted to get his numbers up and stuff. So, he sold his soul. It's obvious. Jack sold his soul, and that's why, at the end, it kind of flips with him stabbing Lily instead of his wife, because that was the sacrifice, but also that was his curse. That was what he asked for and things like that, and that's what came with it. To push through a little bit more, I think would have been cool if we would have got the tapes. That's the main thing. How they showed the tapes with Lily, and then they showed the tapes with Gus. Maybe it can be a sequel or something where someone finds the tapes or something like that. I don't know, but the fact that we didn't get to see the tapes is another key point. That would have been crazy, because if we got to see the tapes, we would have been able to see if Lily really did take out June and everybody, the necklace around her neck and stuff, or did Jack take everybody out, but he was just stuck in that illusion. See what I'm saying? So overall, it was an illusion. So the key point for me with the ending was when Carmichael had the watch. That was when I think he thought that everybody got out of the illusion the whole time. They were still stuck in it. The same reason why we saw the worms with Gus. In the same reason we saw Lily with the split open head and her taking everybody out around her, including the crowd running. The reason they were afraid was because obviously they were seeing Lily take everybody out. So obviously the crowd was even still stuck in the illusion. So the key point for real, you got to think it all started with Carmichael for real saying, this is fake. I got $100,000 check for anyone. That was even foreshadowed with the, the soul selling. But, he's like, I got $100,000 check for anyone that shows me this is real. So from that moment, he was the curse for real. He the one, he's the crazy one for real, like the monster. He put everybody in this illusion where they're seeing shit. And now, Jack basically ended up killing Lily on an accident and stuff like that. It was just crazy. I think people are just thinking that it's outright her just having like powers and possession on some Reagan shit from The Exorcist. No, I think, to be honest, Lily was just sitting there or afraid or some shit like that. I think Jack took everybody out, and it was just a part of that illusion because he was seeing stuff, and that was actually a part of his curse with him making a deal with the devil. Late Night with the Devil, guys. The end and explained. Comment down below if you got any more questions with Late Night with the Devil. Man, I really did love this movie. One of the best horror films that I've seen this year. This is a good one. I'm so happy, man. I knew this was going to be some good shit, man, for sure. Really did enjoy this movie. I want more paranormal movies like this. This is just a fun ride. Such a fun movie. Feel like I was really watching just a legit TV show with creepy shit going on in it. Overall, like I said, man, this right here was amazing. I want to see more movies like Late Night with the Devil, but comment down below what you guys think about that ending, man. Wow, like that was fucking crazy, the concept, man. But unfortunately, it's the end of the video. I want y'all to hit me up on my social media. ILIKESCARY on Instagram, ILIKESCARY_ on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, ILIKESCARY on Twitter, and yeah, you guys right there where it says subscribe next to it, click join and become a member of the channel. I want you all to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace. Until next time.